out? Well, let's focus on the pharma pack then. Alkem Laboratories is reportedly in talks to acquire Novartis India from its Swiss parent. Now, sources say the non-binding bids have been submitted and both companies are engaged in advanced negotiations. The deal could be valued at around 2,000 crore rupees. So that's our exclusive here on CNBC TV 18. Well, let's get in our opinion on this piece if it does come through. Vishal Malchanda, pharma analyst at Systematic Group, joins us on the show. Hi, Vishal. Good morning and good to speak to you after a while. Vishal, a couple of questions here. 2,000 crores, do you think it would be a fair estimate for this particular asset? And if in case Alkem and the Novartis India business come together, could there be some synergy benefits as well that will play out?
Right. So good morning, Nigel. So I think this deal, if I look at the deal from a synergy point of view, there is little scope for synergy because if you look at Novartis, they have already kind of downsized their business. The last 2-3 years, they have been restructuring their business. Broadly, two parts of the business that Novartis owns. One is a portfolio of transplant drugs that they potentially market through their own sales force. And then they have a portfolio of drugs which they have out-licensed to Dr. Reddy's. And that's basically the mass portfolio that they have out-licensed to Dr. Reddy's. So what happens to the out-licensed portfolio is something that we need to understand post the deal. Can Alkem get back those mass brands? Because that's where the synergy can be created on the revenue side. So that's an important question here. What happens to that? If I look at the Novartis cost structure, if you look at the size of the team at Novartis, it's just about, I think they have 60-65 permanent employees at Novartis. So a lot of downsizing is already done. So not something, we should not expect a lot from the cost point of view, but maybe Alkem can change things from a revenue point of view. They can accelerate growth in the brands that they would acquire.
Okay. So since there is, we don't have clarity on this out-licensed portfolio that you're speaking of, Vishal, then how do we look at, the valuation? The figure that seems to be doing the rounds is around 2,000 crores. So right. What's your view on it? Would it be detrimental if Alkem is to go ahead with this purchase, spend 2,000 crores and not get that out-licensed portfolio?
So what's happening now is what Dr. Reddy is doing is selling that out-licensed portfolio, and Novartis is supplying the out-licensed portfolio to. So basically, there's a manufacturing supply that Novartis is doing to Dr. Reddy's. So this is how it is structured. But if I look at it purely from a valuation perspective, if I assume what numbers Novartis is reporting today, at least those would be the numbers that Alkem should get. This is valued at about 33 times EBITDA, 30 to 33 times EBITDA, and over almost 35 times earnings. So not very stretched, but given the room of synergies, I think not a great deal. So I don't think there are synergies on the cost point of view. Whatever is there, it is whatever is there would be basically the mass brands that Dr. Reddy is marketing. Can Alkem get that back? If those brands can come back to Alkem, probably Alkem can do more out of this deal.
Okay, so one needs to tread with caution and then look at the granular details of this deal as and when it happens. Got that, Vishal? What's your current rating on Alkem if you have it under coverage, and what's the call?
Sorry, I don't cover Alkem.
Okay. All right. Vishal, we'll leave it there on that note. Thank you very much for joining in and giving us some perspective on what this potential deal between Novartis India and Alkem could mean for Alkem if indeed the valuation of 2,000 crores is how it goes forward.